announcing I got more codes for my giveaway in my music when I give it away.
Hold on.
Now I've got 1, 2, 3. Well, I'll tell you how many. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 to give away in my thing. And Twisted Jace, you're frozen.
Okay, hold on. Okay, bear with me. I don't know why I'm frozen, but I shouldn't be.
Nope, you're frozen on the app. Hold on.
Check, check, check. Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay, so,
Hold
there
on.
we go.
I'm having technical difficulties.
Bear with us, guys.
I'm gonna delete your layer and put you back on.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so.
Hold on, I gotta get you out of the way of my thing.
What are you talking about?
I'm getting you back in the thing.
I was gonna say I shouldn't be having any problems. I can see myself right now.
In the stream?
Not in the stream, but I could see myself on Skype.
Yeah, well, there you go. I don't know why it was giving me fits. Get that thing off the screen. That background is That background is cutting you off from the whole screen.
Oh shit.
You're not even on
Hold
the
on.
screen. Why are you doing that?
Because I'm used to it.
Well, it looks horrible.
Hold on.
There, I got you working now. I was just using this to write down my ideas for my podcast because I'm going to film a new podcast tonight.
Okay.
And I've been
There we go.
drinking some Coke. Since I'm always running out of rubber bands, I bought me a 60-pack.
Okay, that's cool.
These kind don't damage your hair as bad, so I use these ones.
Okay.
Oh, I'll show you guys the record I bought. Sneak peek if you want to see the newest record I bought.
Nice.
It's this Mariah Carey album. I've never really listened to it that much. So, it's got a song with Slick Rick and Blood Orange. I don't like...
I was gonna say, who the hell's Blood Orange?
Don't know. There. I'm going to bring up the chat. I have 2 new voicemails.
Okay, so, let's see. I'm gonna do... Okay, we're good. That's hype, hype, hype.
Okay, so basically we're gonna sit here and chit chat about music, but I was gonna bring up the chat first really quick. Whew.
Copy link.
Just give me a second. I gotta find my Twitch. I gotta fart. Okay, I've been listening to a ton of Falling in Reverse the past 2. today. And then I switched over to podcast. I started listening to Lindsay Hughes' podcast called Unfiltered. And you can find it on Spotify if you have Spotify. Joe doesn't use Spotify because he got hacked. I've never had that problem.
Yeah.
I've been using it for years. I kind of like it. I like it. The reason I like Spotify a little bit better than Apple Amazon Music Unlimited is because they have some songs that I really like that aren't on it. Amazon.
Okay, I sent it out to like a few people. So, hey, what's up, 3 people? How's everybody doing? If you guys could actually chat with us, that'd be awesome. Which I think that might be me and you.
I don't know who you shared it with.
I shared it with Jessica, our friend Mark Taylor. And a few other people. My friend Amanda. My friend Jeff, his cousin Jason. Bong bong.
Yeah.
Why the hell's my heart's not popping up?
I don't know.
That popped up. That's weird. So, okay, so what are your music likes for this month? Like, you were saying that you've been listening to a lot of Ronnie Radke.
I've been listening to a lot of Falling in Reverse.
Which you can actually find him live on here every so often. So
he's live every week. I know a lot of the music I've been listening to has been Mariah Carey. And she's about ready to get her 20th number
anything
one.
else?
She's about ready to get her 20th number one, which is amazing. That's like ties her with the Beatles.
Yeah, that's cool.
She only needs 2 more number ones to beat the Beatles record, and that's hard.
I just wish I could get 1 number 1 on the rock charts. That'd be fucking cool.
The only way you can get that is if you get enough people to listen to you on Spotify and all of the streaming sites.
Not even on Spotify, but on like a bunch of different
It's got to be on all of them. Yeah, but there's people like Ariana Grande that get way too many listens a day for you to be able to.
I'm talking about rock and metal charts.
They don't have a rock and metal chart. They don't have a rocker. They don't have a rock or metal chart. They don't segregate it by genre. They just lump them all together.
Billboard actually does have a rock and metal chart.
Not anymore.
I thought they did.
Nope. It's just
wow.
I don't think they do because Spotify don't lump them separately.
Whoa.
You're trying to knock yourself out.
My chair's been trying to fuck up on me lately.
My sister's got all kinds of problems.
We don't talk about problems on air, Jamie.
God, how many people are unemployed right now?
Probably quite a few. Even though that's going to be cut off at the end of the month
Not for everybody.
for quite a few people.
If you stayed unemployed from the beginning, you're going to be in trouble. Because a lot of people are losing it and they want to extend it because a lot of people are going to lose their income. Because
Exactly.
Winnie said she had a shit hell of a time finding another job. That,
Okay, Jamie, let's not talk about this.
Salvation Army didn't call their people back.
Well, I know. Because they don't have the money for it.
A lot of places lost a lot of places got shut down, which is kind of sad to see things go.
Exactly.
A lot of places that sold frivolous stuff that people can't afford got shut down.
Exactly.
The loss of people's income and not being able to buy frivolous, a lot of people not being able to buy frivolous stuff kind of shut a lot of businesses down, which I feel bad for those businesses. But the businesses that stayed in business and are still going to be able to open back up when they finally can, I'm grateful for them.
Yeah.
Kind of a little sad to see things go the way it's
Exactly.
going. But if you're one of those people that follows the social distancing rules and social distance and stays home and does your part and wears a mask, I want to thank you guys. I want to always thank you guys and always be appreciative because we need to stop this virus and that's the only way we can do it. And what else was we going to talk about? Oh, I've been watching The Crown, which is a good show about Queen Elizabeth on Netflix. So what have you been watching? Did you watch any good movies lately?
I haven't really watched too much. Like I've been way too damn busy with a bunch of other side projects. And my main project being my music.
Well, I started doing my podcast a lot more. It's Get Betty with Batgirljamie. It's on all streaming platforms: Apple Podcast, all of the podcast places, Spotify. Go listen to it. It's a great podcast, and I'm really excited for doing it. And I'm getting some listens from people that aren't me because I've only listened to one of my podcasts just to see how they sounded, and I thought it sounded pretty good.
Yeah, which I'm also gonna start working on my podcast soon.
I'm still in the middle of reading Mariah Carey or listening to Mariah Carey's audiobook. So I only listen to it while I do chores in the kitchen, so that's why I'm not done with it. Because it is like an 11 or 12 hour book. And what else? Oh yeah. We've been listening. There's a band called Bouncing Souls if you guys like punk music that's really freaking good. If you like Bouncing Souls, if you like punk music, what's your favorite punk band? Mine is probably the Ramones. I love Ramones. They're my favorite. Hello?
Yeah.
Are you paying attention?
Yeah, I am paying attention.
What'd I say?
You said you've been listening to a lot of Bouncing Souls and...
No, I didn't. That's not what I said. I said if you like punk music, guys should check out Bouncing Souls. I said my favorite punk band is the Ramones. I didn't say I've been listening to them. I haven't listened to them in a while. Oh, my Spotify top song was Running with the Devil. I thought it would be Jump. I thought Jump would be in my top because I listened to that just as much as I listened to Running with the Devil. At least I thought, but my number 2 song was Gasoline.
Yeah, Gasoline, really?
Was Gasoline by Bouncing Souls.
Y'all don't even want to know what my number one song was on when I do it on Amazon Prime or on Amazon Music. My I think probably my number one has probably been one of my songs.
I don't know why my number 5 most listened to song was Cherry Red by Razzical. I thought that was pretty interesting. That's why I like Spotify, because it tells you what you listen to at the end of the year. I wish Amazon Music would do that.
Yeah.
I would love to see what I listen to on there the most. They should do that. That would be so interesting.
Okay.
I'm Just Your Problem. That song from Adventure Time was number 3. And number 5 was Welcome Home by Coheed and Cambria.
It's just Cambria.
Van Halen was number 1, Fall Out Boy was number 2, Panic at the Disco was number 3, number 4 was Mariah Carey, and number 5 was Razzical.
Okay.
So it shows I do not listen to rap that much, and if I do, it's underground rap like Razzical style. I don't listen to mainstream rap or most underground rap. It's a style that Razzical does that I like, and most people don't do that style. They do some other style, and I don't like it. I'm not a big rap fan. I never really was a great big rap fan.
I'm tossing cookies out my window.
You're not even responding to me. I'm talking to you and you're not even listening.
Well, I'm listening.
No, you're not. What did I say? See, you're not listening.
Okay.
Wake up.
I am awake.
There must not be as many people on tonight because we're getting good signal tonight.
Exactly. And I'm just rocking out on guitar.
I said my taste in rap is very, very small.
Yeah, I know that.
And I don't listen to a lot of rap. I don't listen to a lot of stuff that you think I would.
Exactly.
I listen to a lot of classic rock, but I'm very, very, very segregated to what type of classic rock I listen to. Like, I love my Queen and my AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, Steve Miller Band. But when it comes to stuff like Bob Seger, I hate. I do not like Bob Seger. This is just my opinion. I don't like the Rolling Stones, but I love the Beatles. I like Kansas. I like Bon Jovi. I'm not a big fan of Poison anymore. I'm over them. They're so annoying now. They overdid it with them. They smashed that Every Rose Has Its Thorns so much that it made me hate it. It's just overdone.
Who? What are you talking about?
I said radio smashed Every Rose Has Its Thorns to where I don't even like it anymore. I like I like Led Zeppelin, but I don't really. I like a few songs by Leonard Skinner, but I'm not a big Leonard Skinner fan. I love David Bowie and Queen and stuff like that, but I'm real picky. Like, I don't like Bob Seger at all. I don't like John Cougar Mellencamp at all either.
You know, that's where I'm completely different. Like, I love Bob Seger and I love John Cougar Mellencamp. Especially the stuff he did when he got older. I was actually a bigger fan of.
I'm not a fan. I don't like it. I never did. I don't like Billy Joel either. I love Duran Duran. I love, like, my favorite genre of music is new wave. I like the Police and Blondie and the Ramones and the Clash and the Sex Pistols. And I love Billy Idol.
You know who surprisingly actually did a really good version of London Calling by the Clash?
Who?
Was I can't even think of their name now. It's the lead singer of Shinedown and his side project, Smith and something. I can't think of their name.
I'm kind of over Shinedown.
Like,
my sister kind of ruined Shinedown for me.
Well, I'm still into Shinedown because I like their classic stuff. Like I love 45.
Well,
I love the
I don't
redo
like them
they
anymore.
did of
Okay, here's some bands that I might have still liked if my sister hadn't ruined it for me. The Dixie Chicks, Shania Twain. I don't really listen to Sublime much anymore because she kind of ruined that for me. Every once in a while I'll listen to Sublime. I still love Sublime, but she kind of ruined it for me. The Dixie Chicks, Shania Twain, Miranda Lambert, Steve Miller Band. That's why I don't listen to Steve Miller Band as much as I used to.
I smoke 2 joints in the morning. I smoke 2 joints at night.
What else did she ruin for me? Alanis Morissette. She made it to where I never. Shut up. She made it to where I never want to listen to Alanis Morissette ever again.
I don't blame you there.
She's listened to it constantly. It was either Alanis Morissette or the Dixie Chicks or Shinedown or Miranda Lambert, and it kind of got on my nerves because that's all she would listen to. She didn't have any other taste in music but those few bands, and she listened to it for like 10 years straight. I'm like, dude, you need some better taste in music. That's all you listen to. Like, those aren't the only bands. There's some really good bands out there, and musicians out there, but you don't listen to them because you don't spread your wings.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. Like, I think me being a musician and all, I think I've got an appreciation for a lot of the stuff that most people wouldn't give a chance. Like,
I go around and I try to find bands that I like. I look at what they suggest on Spotify and I check them out, or I'll play a playlist of a radio that's and listen to. Like, Spotify has these playlists that are made up of a band and other artists that are similar to it, and I'll listen to them and see if I like another artist in there. And that's how I found out that one band that does Lemon Boy.
I was gonna say, I'm like, the one band I've been going back to lately is the band Godhead.
On Spotify.
I've been listening. God, I was gonna say the one band I keep going back to is Godhead, and one of the other Twitch streamers that I do pop in every once in a while is Jason Charles Miller, who was actually the lead singer and guitar player for the band Godhead. I've actually been listening to a lot of his stuff, and I'm like, man, he's a talented sumbitch.
The band that sings Lemon Boy is called Cave Town.
I've
listened to some of their other stuff, and I kind of like that band. They're kind of interesting.
Okay, so
they were kind of an interesting band. They're like they kind of remind me of Yellow Card a little bit. If you like Yellow Card, they were on a 21 Pilots radio that I was listening to, and I heard that song Lemon Boy, and it really, really caught my ear.
Yeah.
I like stuff that catches my ear. I don't just listen to what's on the radio, because sometimes what's on the radio it'll get annoying because it gets overplayed. And you don't get to pick what plays. If you don't like it, you can't really skip it.
Yeah. That I would totally agree
This
with
is
you
why I
on.
like Spotify. I'll go and create a playlist. And I like to have at least 100 songs on a playlist. On my favorite songs right now, I only get about 60. But on a normal playlist, I like to have between 100 and 200 songs, so I don't get bored of it quickly. And I have a playlist for, since I love Supernatural so much, I have a playlist for it.
Yeah.
Supernatural had the best music of any show I've ever. Besides, I learned a lot of music and discovered a lot of really cool bands from watching the OC.
Yeah.
I wonder if Crystal went up to O'Reilly's and got her job. So, this stuff smells really good. This lotion. I would like to check out some new podcasts. I really like ones that are just sit down podcasts where they talk about random things. They don't always talk about I don't want a specific thing like where every time it's a murder podcast because I don't like stuff like that. Those are boring to me because most of them don't know how to tell a story.
Yeah. I would kind of agree with you on that. I have to be in a certain mood to listen to like a murder podcast or anything kind of like that. Like, but a couple of podcasts that I'm always listening to is like I do listen to Kevin Smith occasionally, but I do listen to like the Stone Cold podcast. I listen to Talk Is Jericho. I listen to a lot of different.
That's why I love Spotify.
And I even listen to a little bit of fan theory type podcasts.
This is why I like Spotify because you got your podcast and your music.
Well, Amazon Music or Amazon Music or whatever.
They don't hardly have podcasts.
Yes, they do. They just started putting them on like a couple of months ago.
I wonder if mine's on there. I started playing this game called Drop the Number. It's really fun. The Joe Rogan podcast is the most listened to podcast. What we use to do our podcast is a site called Anchor. It's anchor.fm. They give you everything you need to record
and done.
They give you everything to record and upload it.
Huh? What?
People don't like when you play the guitar when we're trying to talk. They get pissed off. Hannah told you that.
Yeah, well, we're the only two in here, I think.
Aww.
Okay, so I was gonna say, what have I been listening to other than Godhead and Jason Charles Miller. I'm still kind of digging that new Bring Me the Horizon stuff, which they should be dropping a new album in January, I think.
Yeah, there's not hardly as many as podcasts as there are on Spotify, because Spotify has all the Anchor podcast. And Apple Music even has the Anchor podcast. That's what I said. That's why I say Amazon Music for podcasts sucks, because they only have half the podcasts. Or a third.
Yeah.
Spotify is the best place to listen to podcasts, because you're getting all the ones that people can make for free. And Anchor will sponsor you by asking you to advertise them, which is okay with me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But I haven't listened to Spotify in quite a while. And I don't really listen to the podcast on there because I'm kind of selective.
Yeah, but there's more. Your podcast isn't on Amazon.
Huh?
Your podcast will not be on Amazon because it doesn't go on.
Oh, I know.
Ours even goes on Google Podcast, but it won't go on Amazon.
Okay, I'm gonna go put this away for a bit. Ugh. There we go. So,
Google Podcast. We're even on Google Podcast. So, what's your podcast called? His is Living Dangerously with Joshua Danger.
Yep. That it is.
I guess people just don't want to listen to our... I guess people just don't want to come to our broadcast.
Well, people are busy, and I get that. Ooh. Still saying we have two streamers.
It's not me.
Should be. It should be me, too.
See? My last podcast was called It's Beginning to Feel Like a Quarantine Christmas. It was a pun. The title.
Oh, I was also going to say the other thing I think I'm probably going to be doing is on my podcast I'm going to be talking about, when I do my first one, I think I am going to talk about the recording process of what I've actually done for my next album, which I can give you guys a title for it, which is going to be called Into the Wasteland. So, which I think I've got a new single dropping possibly tomorrow, or sometime this week. So keep a lookout for that.
And I've got another podcast coming probably this week.
And I'm going to talk about the process of what it took for me to record that. Actually, it'd be kind of cool for me to demonstrate how I actually came across it. But like I said, I do a lot of my recording stuff with this mic you actually see right here. And I do record my own bass. I do record my own guitars. So that's just one thing that I'm used to doing, and I also do a lot of my own vocals, which I thought was funny because I'm supposedly doing a punk rock Christmas album, which I gotta figure out how I'm gonna write that before Christmas.
It's too late. You should have had it done already.
Well, I didn't get asked until like a couple of days ago. Which
I tell them it's too late.
I was like,
I'll have to do it for
or
next
at least
year.
write a song or write a Christmas song, which I've got a couple of Christmas songs, but they're not acoustic.
Okay. Why does it have to be acoustic?
Because they want to do like a pop acoustic Christmas, well, acoustic alternative Christmas song, which I don't know. I'm just like I'm not a super fan of doing like super acoustic stuff. But I do play a little bit of acoustic, but I don't play it nearly enough because I'm so used to electric. I'm playing electric.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of a lazy guitar player, which I actually, God, I can't think of who coined that phrase. I think it was Jim Root from Slipknot, who said, I'm not the best guitar player, but I'm also kind of a lazy guitar player, so you don't really get to see me perform acoustically very often.
What does that have to do with anything?
But that I'm just saying, I'm like, he's so used to playing electric because it actually hides. And I'm kind of the same way. Like, I would rather play electrically because it actually hides how bad I am of a guitar player, like acoustic player.
Yeah.
So, like I said, that's why I generally don't really do acoustic stuff.
Yeah. I don't play guitar, so I don't know.
Bum, bum, bum.
So, I'm probably gonna watch a Christmas movie tonight.
Are you?
Well, I
I don't
two
know
new
what
ones.
I'm gonna do. Yeah.
I bought two new ones. I bought Prancer and I bought Ernest Saves
wish you a
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a fucking New Year.
Damn it.
What?
Damn advertisements.
What are you trying to or what's advertising?
I don't know. These advertisements got this really small X, so it's hard to click it. This phone has really bad slides, so you slide right out of what you're doing.
Oh, I know. Trust me.
I will never. Do not buy the Stylo 6. It sucks for the slide. All that sliding. They need to get rid of the slide. I'll never buy another one if that's how they are.
Yeah.
It sucks. It slides out of
kind
everything
of
you're
used
doing,
to that.
and then
Actually.
you can't slide over without it sliding out of. You can't slide over when there's something you have to slide out of. You can't get out of it, and it pisses me off.
Yeah.
I get so freaking pissed at that. I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
Guys, say a prayer for our friend's mom. She's really sick.
Huh? What?
I said, guys, say a prayer for our friend's mom. She's really sick.
Yep. It would be greatly appreciated.
I definitely appreciate it.
You know.
I'm putting her in my prayers that I say every day for my sister and my cousin's daughter.
You know, honestly, this year's been really, really tough on me.
Bad.
But I wouldn't trade my year for anybody else's this year because honestly, I'm still here. And honestly, even through my darkest times this year, I was like, I always kind of felt like I was the one thing that kept myself in check.
The one thing that happened this year is we've learned to live with ourselves because we've had to.
Exactly. And, honestly, and that's coming from me having my problems this year with a lot of people dying and a lot of my family dying. And I'm like, I've come to terms with mortality. And I'm just like, I'm learning to appreciate it.
My mom lost her friend Patty that had cancer.
And, honestly, the fact that, honestly, even me having my personal problems with a really, really bad breakup, it turned me into a better person.
God damn it.
And, in losing a bunch of family. And I basically said, and, the one thing that I learned, and you could quote me on saying this, that watching Supernatural the way that I did,
the way that it ended,
made me appreciate it a lot more. That, as much as people pissed me off, honestly, I coined a term today that I probably should coin this and put it on a shirt or something. No matter how bad it ever gets and somebody treats you like shit, it's like I'm still gonna be that dirt underneath your fingernail after it's all said and done, and I'm gonna be that cockroach that's not gonna go away. So, that, and if people have a problem with that, they can all fuck off. That's pretty much my slogan. Like,
yeah,
I'm not doing everything that I'm doing for somebody else. I'm doing it for me. And, it might come off a little bit selfish, but in this times and day and age, you know what? I've learned that when you go out and you have to go shopping, let's say at a fucking Walmart, or you have to go to a doctor's office, or you have to go
be respectful.
shit you don't really want to fucking do, you learn to suck it up and you do your shit. You try to fucking help yourself, and it's like, no matter how fucking shitty somebody is, because they ask you to wear a fucking mask and you throw a fucking temper tantrum. It's like,
why do you got to be shitty to them because they asked you to wear a mask? They shouldn't have to be put at risk because you don't feel like you feel like you're above the mask.
But it's like, a friend of mine actually said, and I was like, honestly,
it makes sense.
He said that, and I think I quoted this with you, and he said that one day when me and my brother's girlfriend went into Walmart after coming home from checking in with my ankle surgeon back a couple months ago, or last month, or whatever the fuck it was. I don't even remember when the fuck it was, but I learned that
you can't please everybody, and that somebody's always gonna have something negative to say.
And I was like, and not to mention, even with my brother's issues this year, I was like, honestly, if I would have said, you know what, if I would have pulled the fucking ultimate dick move and actually pulled down my mask and actually spat at that person,
it wouldn't have done
and said,
good.
Oh, by the way, you might want to get fucking checked out for that, because that would have been the ultimate sign of disrespect towards somebody that was disrespecting somebody else. And it's like, you know, what kind of person would that make me? And, you know, I'm a little bit more considerate than most people, but when you attack my belief system and you attack everything that I stand for, it's like, dude, I have the right to punch you in the fucking mouth.
You have to be respectful of others if you want respect.
Exactly.
Respect is earned, not given.
Okay, I'm gonna go click on this.
Respect is earned, not given. As long as you're giving people respect, you'll gain it. You'll get it back. But if you're gonna be a prick, you're not gonna get it.
Exactly. And it's like, dude, respect earns respect. And it's like, you know, even people that it's like, I do everything for I do everything because I live with my stepdad, and he's not a young fella. He's 70 years old. And if I come home with that, and he's had a multitude of fucking problems over the years. And if I come home with that, guess what? That might fucking kill him. And it's like, you know, honestly.
That would be selfish on your part.
Exactly.
To make your brother lose his dad.
It wouldn't be selfish on my part, but if somebody actually decided that they were going to spread that shit to me, and I spread it to him, what kind of person does that make that person?
A jerk.
Exactly. And it's like, you know, honestly, I truly fucking believe this, and you might say it might be a little fucking extreme, or majorly extreme, but I was like, honestly, it's like coming up in the 90s. If I would have caught AIDS and knowing it was a death sentence, don't you think it would be right for me to go punt or just beat the living shit out of someone until they're fucking dead?
No.
Of course it's not right.
One wrong don't make one wrong. Two wrongs don't make it right.
Yes, but it's justification. No, that's
what,
where
you beat up the person that gave it to you?
But do you think karma's going to look at you the same way? Fuck no, it's not. Karma's not going to look at you the same fucking way, because that's where I'm happy where I'm at now. Like, I do everything to protect myself from everybody else. And I respect a lot more fucking people than maybe I should. But I also believe in keeping people fucking healthy. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to be a complete prick to people, but if I have to be a complete prick, I will be.
Exactly. And that sometimes people deserve it. If you're doing something where you deserve what you get, then I'm not going to feel sorry for you. If you're out doing shit and you go in places where you know you can catch coronavirus and you get it, I'm not going to feel sorry for you. You've done it to yourself.
Not to mention, I'm like, I had a former friend actually call my family up and actually say, oh, I owe him fucking money, when it really comes down to it, he owes me fucking money. And it's like,
that guy's a prick.
And I was like, honestly,
he asked you for money during the pandemic when it was heavy, when it first started.
Exactly.
And you helped him out, and this is the thanks you get for it?
Exactly.
That's bullshit.
And I was just like, dude, if I had the fucking gall and the fucking, he should be thankful I don't come to where he's at and just beat the living shit out of him until
he should be thankful that you even helped him.
But he's done that to fucking everybody he knows. And he's like, dude, he's burned every bridge that.
Well, that's what he gets for being a selfish prick. He don't want to work.
And exactly.
He just wants everybody to dish him money when he needs it
No,
instead of...
he thinks everybody owes him everything because he went to prison. And
That's
that shows
not
the kind of
anybody's
people
fault
that
but his own.
I hate saying this, but there are fucking role model type prisoners that
That's not
teach
anybody
people.
else's fault but his own that he went to prison.
But exactly, when it comes down to it, it's like I would never fucking.
That'd be like me telling somebody after they loaned me all that money that they owe me money.
Exactly, and it's like
it's selfish. Because they still can't pay you back the money they owe you. And
exactly.
They said they were never going to pay you back.
And he's done it to not just me, but he's done it to several other people. And he's actually screwed over several loan sharks, which I'm actually surprised he's not dead yet.
Well, if he does get dead, I'll know where to look. We will know who did it. And I won't feel sorry for him.
Well, honestly, I'm not even going to respond back to him. And it's like, honestly, I'm like, he's been hitting everybody up, begging. You
can't beg people for money and expect them to just give you money when they don't have it themselves. I don't give my money to other people because I can't trust them to pay me back.
Exactly. Like, honestly, I would have probably. I was like, I did it out of the kindness of my heart.
You helped him?
But it's like, you know what?
No,
honestly, I've done that with several people. And I'm like, dude.
You helped him because he was supposed to be helping Hannah. He's supposed to be taking care of Hannah, and he wasn't.
We're not going to bring names into it, Jamie. I'm just saying, I'm like.
You didn't do it because of him. You did it because of her, because she needed help.
Exactly.
Because he
and
was
I've
supposed
always
to be taking
been
care
there
of her, and
for
he wasn't.
like I've always been there for her, even when nobody else was. And it's like,
he was supposed to be taking care of her, and he obviously wasn't.
Exactly.
And that's obviously why she left him, because he can't pull his own weight.
No, she left him because that was part of it. But he doesn't want to move on past that shit. He doesn't want to move on past most shit.
Well, you shouldn't have to.
And it's like,
it gets old listening to somebody bitch out every day about the same shit.
And I also told him, I'm like, dude, go help yourself. Like,
you're
even when she left him, I literally said, dude, just go help yourself. I'm done with you. I'm tired of you. I'm like,
he can't even help himself. They would never be able to have.
And he tried to say that, oh, you're supposed to be my brother. I was like, dude. Even when I was being fucking pissy and, honestly, and he pissed me off so fucking bad one day. I was like, I told him, I was like, honestly, you should just go jump off the fucking West Buchel Bridge. Wow, I literally fucking told him that.
He might have deserved it.
Exactly. And, her, I'm not going to say names. She told me, well, he looks up to you. And I was like, dude, I don't give a fuck. Like, and I'm like, it's on him. He's fucked himself.
If your girlfriend's leaving you because you're an idiot, then you probably need to
think
about your life choices. Not just an idiot, but a
fucking mentally abusive, fucking piece of shit human being.
Yeah, but when you're being abusive to the one you're supposed to love, they don't have to put up with it, and they can leave you.
And honestly, she's actually gotten a couple of different jobs since he got kicked out of the house. And it's like,
Good.
dude, you know what?
It's probably better for
Doesn't
her.
that show that she would actually fucking
It shows that
it was him that was holding her back more than she was holding him back.
Exactly. She
And it's
deserves so
like,
much
dude,
better. Everybody deserves better than being
ain't
treated like
nobody
that.
ain't nobody gonna tell me that.
It was her. It's
No,
obvious it was
no,
him.
I mean, ain't nobody gonna hold me back because the first motherfucker that tries, guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna get picked up like a goddamn gorilla and probably tossed 30 feet.
Yeah, well, they gotta respect people if you want respect. Respect gets respect. That's why people don't
Exactly.
respect somebody we work with.
I'm just saying, I'm like, dude.
That's why certain people I know just don't get respect because they're disrespectful to everybody. Unless they worship the
Exactly.
ground, unless they act like they worship the ground you walk on, they're disrespectful towards you.
Exactly. That's why I feel like when I walk into a place and I'm like, dude, I'm pulling my weight.
I respect people until I feel disrespected.
Exactly. Like,
Then
I
it
do
kind of
too for
ruins
the
it
most
for
part,
me.
but it's like, dude, as soon as you start disrespecting me, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna drop you like a bad habit.
Exactly.
And I literally said, I'm like, honestly, that's why I think this album that I'm doing, I actually feel like, dude,
See, you're catching on to what I'm
if I
doing.
want to, I can survive the wasteland. And that's pretty much that's your survival right there.
See, you get what I'm putting
This
down.
this society we're living in right now is survival 101.
See, you get what
And
I'm
it's
putting
like,
down. You don't let people disrespect you.
exactly. I'm just one of those type of people, and it's like, dude, you know what?
At work, I know those people aren't the people that are like that aren't gonna last. Can't keep
That's why I
disrespecting
said, I
people and
was like,
last.
I think I told that to Brenda on her Facebook when she's like, she had to deal with somebody. She had to deal with somebody on Facebook or at work, and I was just like, you know what? Honestly, hold on, I gotta find that post.
I haven't talked to her in so long.
I talk to her and Hatchet Man all the damn time. Well, not all the damn time, but I talk to Hatchet Man quite a bit. Okay. Okay. I said, here's what I said to her. I was like, I've been on that boat almost 2 weeks, but I've realized I'm a survivor and I'm under my haters' fingernails. I'm that,
Happens.
basically meaning that I'm that dirt underneath my haters' fingernails. That's just gonna drive them fucking nuts.
I don't let them get to me because if I do, then they win.
Exactly. And
That's why I
that's
just
pretty much
ignore
what
them.
that statement is.
That's what I had to do with Misty. That's why I listened to a lot of Razikel about the time when we had Misty as a manager. She drove me to the point where I just wanted to stab her every day. And I don't get that mad at somebody. You know me, I don't get mad. If I'm mad, you done something
I
really
was gonna
bad.
say you're like a garbage. You're like the glad garbage bag. You don't get mad, you get glad until somebody winds up in a body bag.
You know, you can't treat people like that and expect people to just take it. eventually they're gonna snap.
Exactly. And that's why I'm always like, I'm just one of those kind of people. It's like, dude, I fly by the night, dude.
I do too. I don't let people get to me until they've done me wrong too many times. Like, I didn't trust her. I don't trust. That's why I have a hard time trusting our managers when they start being cunty.
Exactly. And it's like, dude, you know, when somebody acts like a fucking cunt to me,
That's why I keep my P's and Q's with that stuff right there, so I don't have to deal with that.
And it's like, dude, I know my place. I could sit there and talk as I could be like fucking Chris Rock. What's that dude's name from Friday? Not Chris Rock.
Tucker.
Chris Tucker. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna sit there and be quiet because I know fucking better, but as soon as I fucking leave, you best bet I'm gonna be talking shit again.
Yeah, you know when to do it and when not to.
Exactly.
You're like me, you keep your P's and Q's. Sometimes she's the only manager that used to make me so pissed I would want to just say bad things about, would want to just fucking scream. I've never been so mad at somebody in my entire life as I was at her.
That's why I'm always like, dude, I'm always gonna be with my haters. I'm always gonna be that fucking. I'm gonna be that dirt underneath their fingernails. I'm just gonna be that grimy son of a bitch. And a lot of people don't like that side of me. And it's like, you know, honestly, I don't give a fuck if you like that. I really don't give a fuck if you like that. I'm just one of those kind of. I'm just one of those kind of people. It's like,
don't take shit from people. You shouldn't have to take shit from people.
Exactly. I was like, if I would have co-cocked that fucking preacher inside Walmart, don't you think my ass would have been in even more trouble than what it was worth me screaming at him for?
Yeah.
I was like,
but he shouldn't have been talking to people like that. The way he was talking to that employee of Walmart was disrespectful.
Exactly. And I was like, dude, I fucking come in here because I gotta get my goddamn groceries and I gotta get my shit. And it's like, dude, these people don't want to fucking deal with your bullshit. Yeah. And I was like,
nobody wants to deal with people's bullshit, though.
Not to mention the fact that he's a fucking preacher should give him.
Doesn't give him the right to treat others like garbage because he's a preacher.
It's like, dude, I literally, like I said, I told the dude, I was like, honestly, if you're a child of fucking God, do you think it's fair that you're sitting here judging these fine folk? And do you think it's Christian that you could judge these people?
It's not Christian that you tell them they can't wear a mask to protect themselves.
Exactly. It's like, you know, honestly. And he's like, well, well, you shouldn't be quoting the Bible to me. And I'm like, well, you shouldn't be you shouldn't be speaking to the spawn incarnate that knows the fucking Bible.
Because you shouldn't be talking to people like that.
It's like they said, when you walk through Eden, there's always that one serpent hanging from the tree that's basically going to talk you into eating the forbidden fruit.
Yep.
That's going to tell you, oh, it's so tasty and it's good and it's the most magnificent thing that you're ever going to eat, but guess what? At the end of the day, you're wrong.
Some of the most evilest people are disguised as people that you would think would be good people.
Exactly.
Like that preacher. That's not being a good preacher. You should be protecting people and telling them to do their civil duty.
I'm just one of those sick fucks that I get my rocks off by fucking just fucking with them type of people. Those fucking hypocrites. And you know, honestly, it's kind of like supernatural. You know, at the end of the day, God's going to try to rewrite his story and basically say, you know what? My world has been so fucked up, and basically everybody deserves to go.
Yep.
And it's like, in the end, fucking God's always going to be the fucking
In
bad
the end,
guy,
nothing
because
really matters.
in the end, fucking
Just like
God's
Linkin
always going
Park
to be
said,
the
in the
fucking
end,
bad guy,
nothing really
because guess
matters.
what?
In the end, nothing else matters.
No, it's like I said, God's going to be the bad guy, and basically he's going to be...
Chester Bennington said it best.
God is going to be the bad guy, and it's like, no matter how...
Because God can just wipe us all out with one wave of his hand.
Exactly. And it's like, dude, don't fucking tease me.
Just do it if you're going to do it.
Exactly. Honestly, I would deserve to go to fucking hell for saying that. And it's like, if there is a fucking hell, it's like, you know, I've been a lot of different things. Like, I've practiced, well, I can't say I've practiced Thelema, but I've studied it. I've also studied Satanism. I've studied all of the dark arts. I've also read the fucking Bible. And it's like, dude, that's the one thing that God never wanted us to have, was knowledge of everything else. He wanted us to be blind.
Well, I don't want to be blind to what's around me.
Exactly. And it's like...
That's why I study all religions, so I can see what they're about.
You know...
That's why I like watching things that are about religion.
You know, me and Joe had a conversation today about... He's like, you know, Jehovah's Witnesses are the nicest people. Like, they are fucking nice people.
They're very hypocritical, though.
Yeah, exactly.
My old neighbor
they're
was
just a bunch
Jehovah.
of fucking weirdos. At the end of the day, they're all a bunch of fucking weirdos that believe what they believe Jehovah told them.
They drink the Kool-Aid.
Exactly. It's like, dude, if I wanted to drink the fucking Kool-Aid, I'd go frickin' read from the Bible of Jim Jones.
That's what I was gonna say. They're drinking the Jim Jones Kool-Aid.
Exactly. And it's like, dude, you know, honestly, that's why I'm a believer and I'm spiritual. But at the end of the day, I'm just one of those kind of people that's just like, dude,
I'm Catholic and I believe in God, but I don't believe that you should treat people like garbage. You can't treat people with kindness. I like Harry. This is one reason I like Harry Styles, because of his motto that he's teaching these young girls to treat people with kindness.
Exactly. And he's a good role model. And
that's a good role model, and I don't mind my niece listening
to it
because of
honestly,
that.
You know who that reminds me of?
Who?
That reminds me a lot of what's his face from the Beatles, John Lennon.
I love John Lennon.
That seems like the one thing, and that's kind of our segue into today being, what was it, the 40-year anniversary of his death or something like that?
Today is the anniversary of John Lennon's death, guys.
And also, today was the fucking day, the day that Dimebag Darrell passed away. I want to say it was 16 years ago, but I might be wrong. It's either 15 or 16 years ago.
I'll tell you in just a second.
But that's why I actually feel like...
When did Dimebag Darrell die?
I want to say it was 2004. Today in 2004.
The 16th anniversary of his death.
That's what I thought. And I was like, dude... You know, not to mention his brother passed away, what was it, last year?
It was either last year or the year before.
And I was like, dude, I always felt like, you know, the brothers were always going to be close to each other. And you know what it almost reminded me of? Thinking about Dimebag and Vinny, it almost reminded me of the ending of Supernatural for the season or series finale. Because you knew those boys had a fucking good run together, and yet one was taken way too soon, and the other just lived on and did his dream until he passed on.
Yep.
And it's like, honestly, I'm kind of happy it went the way it did. And it was like,
The end of Supernatural made me cry and cry and cry.
but
you know
like
how
I said,
do.
It also made me realize that, you know what?
Nothing lasts forever.
Honestly, if me and my brother had that Sam and Dean moment,
You guys probably wouldn't, because your brother's a prick.
exactly. But I think somewhere down the road, I think my brother's going to learn that he's going to figure out that one of these days, my brother do have heart to hearts every so often, but it's like, we don't get to have that.
I don't think he's the type of person that's emotional like you are.
Exactly. And it's like, but also I'm the kind of guy that's like, dude, I'm the screaming rage kind of guy. And he's always asking me, he's like, why the fuck? He's like, you cry? But yeah, you'll sit here and you'll knock me the fuck out. And I was like, dude, I'm like, dude.
Because he's fucking mean to you.
It's not because he's not that mean to me. At least not.
You guys are mean to each other.
It's like, honestly.
Honestly, you guys are so mean to each other. You only have one brother.
In a way, we're two separate fucking people. And, that's the one thing that his son respects about me is the fact that I stand up for myself. And it's like, my brother's used to get what he wants, and he's so used to people just treating him like shit. And it's like, dude, I ain't going to get treated like shit by nobody. And yeah, I'm like...
Sometimes I think he just wants you to bow down to him.
And I'm like, I'm not the kind of person that's going to bow down to anybody, because I'm like, that's not how I'm written. That's not written in my code.
He thinks you are.
And I was like, honestly, I wouldn't trade me for 100 billion hymns. And, that might come off as me being kind of pricky, but
he kind of tries to boss you around.
Well, of course he does. And he doesn't get him very far. He's like, I would rather not fucking fight him on something, because if he doesn't want to do it, guess what? He could come on and just fucking knock me the fuck out.
No, he can't. You guys need to quit doing that to each other.
And I don't try to do that to him. It's like, dude.
I think he eggs a lot of it on.
Well, exactly.
He likes to see you get all pissed. He knows what to do to make you pissed. And he does it on purpose.
Exactly. And it's like, dude, who's it going to hurt more, me or him?
It's hurting your relationship is what it's doing.
Exactly. And it's like, dude.
That's why you guys have a shitty relationship.
We've always kind of had a shitty relationship. Like, me and my brother have never gotten along. Even 100%.
A lot of it's because he doesn't want to.
Exactly.
He refuses to get along with you.
Even my dad's actually said, he's like, Josh is a tougher sumbitch than most people give him credit for. And yeah, he might fucking cry, but he's like, that's where my grandson does it. And he's like, dude, and that's where he gets it from. He's like, because My nephew will sit there and just fucking cry because
He probably
people
cries
just
because
fucking
your
bully the
brother's
shit out of him
He
until he
probably cries
fucking
because your
clocks him.
brother's fucking mean to him.
I was always like, dude, I'm
They've
the
always
type of
treated
person,
your
I'm like,
nephew like an outsider.
because he kind of is an outsider, and he's like,
Poor kid. I feel bad for him. He's always got treated like dirt.
yeah,
Those girls just are mean to him and get away with it.
exactly. And I was like, shit. I would never treat my kid like that.
Well, they get away with treating him like that. That's why they keep doing it.
I was like, I swear to God, I would probably get thrown in fucking jail just for screaming at my kid just for them torturing him. I was like, dude.
Well, they shouldn't be allowed to. Your brother allows it.
Exactly.
It happens. It keeps
I
happening
always
because your
claim
brother
that, you know
allows
what?
it.
Honestly, my brother's a piece of shit fucking parent anyway. And it's like, dude, if I had 3 kids that were just like that, I would probably have to scream at them. Be like, fucking calm down. Like, stop bullying each other. Like,
They're bullied. They really bully.
they
the-
would
those
learn
girls
the
really
fucking
bully
word
their
respect
brother.
because they would have to fucking learn.
Well, they bully their brother too much.
No, Courtney's the one that gets it fucking worse than anybody, because my niece and my nephew are always the ones that are always giving her the short end of the stick, and it's like, dude,
Your nephew takes out Becca on the little one.
no, he doesn't. He's always sticking up for her, and it's like,
Becca, they allow Becca to be a bully.
exactly, like,
I've heard her try to bully you.
exactly, and I was like, I just let it go through my fucking ears. It's like, dude. And honestly, Courtney is the one that doesn't get enough attention.
It's usually the middle child that don't get attention.
No, it's actually her that doesn't get the attention.
I know, I said it's usually the middle child that gets
exactly
no attention.
And Becca's the one that always gets the highlight of the attention.
Yeah, it's because if she don't, she throws a fit.
Yeah. Which she gets a lot of that from her mother. And because her mother was babied more than her younger sister and her older sister, because
she was the only girl for a long time.
No, actually, Jen was.
No, I'm talking about Court.
Oh yeah,
because Courtney didn't come around for a while.
Huh?
Because she had 3 or 4 years of her being the center of attention.
Exactly.
That's why Becca acts like that.
That's why I've always been pissed off at my brother. Like, you know, my mom gave me all of her attention, and my dad gave my brother all of the attention, and it was like, honestly, it kind of pissed me off, and you know where that landed.
Landed you in California.
Exactly. And it was like, dude, honestly, I didn't give a fuck. Even back then, I didn't give a fuck. Like, and that was the one thing that my brother was always like, dude, I think part of it is my brother was jealous of it.
Because he knew that your dad was going to baby your brother. So she wanted to make sure that you got equal attention. I'm sure your mom gave your brother attention.
A lot of it was negative attention, but
it's probably because your brother was acting
positive,
out.
my mom gave full-on freaking positive attention to him. But it was always like, oh, Josh is her baby. It's kind of like the Elijah situation. Like Evan's always going to be the baby. Evan's always going to be the baby, and Elijah's going to be the stepping stone.
Because Elijah would have never happened if she wouldn't have accidentally got pregnant.
Exactly.
She would have protected herself, but she thought she couldn't get pregnant.
But I was always like, dude, that's where my brother got pissed off, and my brother's like, dude, my brother's always been pissed off about that. He's like, you got all that attention taken away from you, and I was like, when I left, because when I left, he's like, I gave you all of, I made sure you got all of the attention, and I didn't give a fuck.
Well, he's littler.
Exactly. And I was like, honestly,
you got your time when you got all the attention.
If I would have stayed in school for 2 years, I would have graduated in 99. If I wouldn't have freaking taken that 1 year off. I would have graduated at 18 years old. But, honestly, what would have that done to my brother's confidence?
Mm-hmm.
My brother even said, he's like, honestly, he hated my mom.
Why? Why would you hate your own mother?
Because she always pampered me more than she pampered him. And it was like, when she took me out to California when I was fucking 11 years old, almost 12 years old, and left him with his dad.
So she got rid of both of you at the same time?
No, she came back like a fucking couple weeks later. And basically took him back and basically... But he said that he was so pissed off that she put me ahead of him. Even back then, he was.
But she really didn't put you ahead of him.
Because
she took you out there to get
she saw how negative the whole situation with me was, and how obviously how fucking. He actually said, well, she stunted my emotional growth.
Because she took your brother away. I think he was just pissed because she took his brother away.
Exactly. And it was like, and no, he was actually pissed the fact that he's like, oh, she put me ahead of him. Is what he said.
But she didn't. She was getting you out of that situation because you were unhealthy to be around your brother at that point in time.
Because fucking 11, almost 12-year-old me, you imagine what would have happened to 6 or 7-year-old him if he would have pissed me off?
You were an angry person back then.
No, I was an angry person, but when I came back, my brother basically fucking said, he's like, I don't even know who the fuck you are.
Why would he say that?
Because when I came back in 95, when I found out my mom got cancer, he's like, I don't even know who the fuck you are.
Why would he say that to you?
And he was like fucking 9 or 10 years old, and he's like, I didn't even recognize you. He's like, and, honestly, my mom slapped the dog shit out of him and said, that's your brother, for fuck's sake. He's like, I have no brother. He's like, I'll classify this guy as my fucking brother. And he basically said, he's like, well, when I came back, quote unquote. He's like, well, Ronnie was the fucking brother.
But
Ronnie was his brother.
But Ronnie's not his brother.
And it's like, he's
That
like,
was, yeah, but he don't even talk to
because
Ronnie.
Ronnie was the brother that he always wanted. Because Ronnie did whatever my brother said.
Probably because he didn't want to get in trouble.
Because back then, my brother's word was fucking... And he's like, dude, the almost 2 years I was with him, I tried to teach him, and he's like, dude, I don't want you teaching me shit. He's like, he basically said, he's like, well, you're an idiot, Josh. He's like, and it's like, me and my brother have never had a healthy relationship because,
because your mom
he's like, you're my idiot brother.
Because your mom took you away from her. It's kind of your mom's fault. Your mom made you out to be an idiot to him, basically.
Exactly. And he told me just a couple of weeks ago, he said, when you moved back out to California when you were 16 years old, that pissed me off even more.
Because you were always leaving him. I think he resents you for always leaving.
And I was like, dude, he does resent me for that. And I said, honestly, I tried to make up for that when your kids came along. And he's like, well, that doesn't mean shit to me. Because I was like, how does that not mean shit to you? Because I try to treat your kids with respect.
I just think your brother resents you.
And I love your kids. And I try to, and I show them that.
Your brother's just got harbors hard feelings towards you.
Exactly. And I'm like, dude,
I don't think he's ever going to let that go.
Exactly. And I'm like, honestly, the fact that
he refuses to let it go.
Exactly. Like,
he doesn't want to let it go. If he did, he would.
Like,
it's not healthy on his part.
He asked me, he's like, when he came to pick up the kids a couple of weeks ago, and he said he saw me walk out there, and he's like, I told all the kids, I'm like, you know what? Honestly, I love you guys. I literally said that to him, and he's like, why the that shit?
Why is your brother like that?
He's like, there's only one person you give a fuck about, and that's yourself. And it's like, honestly, if you actually talk to all my friends, the few friends that I have, don't you think they would always say that I always showed love to everybody? Like, even you, Jamie. He's like,
he doesn't understand that.
Exactly. I was like, I tried to tell him. I was like, honestly, bro, I love you. I do love you. And he's like, well, that's bullshit because you only give a fuck about yourself and you're only saying that to make yourself feel better. And I was like, honestly, if you feel that way, I'm like, okay, keep telling yourself
it's sad that he has to feel that way.
Because, I'm happy being me. I told him I'm happy being me. I've learned how to freaking accept that and be happy for myself. And
well, he can't accept things, I guess.
And even some of my the cousins on my mom's side of the family have always said he's always been pissed at you. And he's like, he's been a jerk to everybody his entire life because you actually said it. Nobody bows down to him. because he's got everybody on my mom's side of the family says he's got a God complex.
He does.
And I was like, honestly, you don't think I know that? I was like, and everybody says,
He's
they're
got
like,
a bad
dude,
attitude.
no, he's got a fucking God complex because he's so used to saying, not to mention, I'm like, you imagine what would have happened if I wouldn't have went with him to a fucking bar and had to back his ass up. You imagine how much
You've done
more
so
he would
much
fucking
stuff.
hate me.
You've done all kinds of stuff for him, but he don't care.
Exactly. And it's like,
He just does not care for some reason. He doesn't want to care.
I said, well, I said, what's going to happen when your big brother up and leaves you and basically tells all the kids that I love them and blah, blah, blah. And after dad passes away, what's your first thought going to be? Like,
He don't care about us. He's leaving us.
and my nephew's always the one backing me up. He's like, dude, he's like, Uncle Josh loves us more than he loves you. And it's like, dude, I love all my nieces and nephews.
But he's trying to make it out like you don't really care about him, so they think you don't.
I was like, honestly, I talked to my oldest fucking niece, my sister's oldest daughter. I talk to her at least once a week, and I'm always checking up to see how she's doing. And, you know, I've always said that the one thing that I wish I had with that I don't have with my brother, that I do have with my sister, is that, but yeah, my sister's the complete opposite of me. Like I'm so much more giving, and I would rather give myself to my family. Like, and I think that's like me and you.
I think your brother will never forgive you for leaving.
I think a lot of it, like, no, my
He
brother
feels
doesn't
like it's your
respect
fault
me
that your
because
mom died.
My brother doesn't respect me because he's like, dude, he's never had to respect anybody. Never. And the fact that my brother's 30 pounds fucking heavier than me. My brother being 30 pounds heavier than me. And my dad trying to make him feel like, oh, he's special.
Why? Because he's fatter than fuck?
Exactly.
So he's been eating too much McDonald's? He's been eating fast food twice a day for months?
Exactly. And it's like, he's one of those kind of guys that he's like, dude, no, my dad's just one of those kind of guys that he's like,
your brother can do no wrong in your dad's eyes.
Exactly.
No matter how much your brother fucks up, he'll never do wrong in the eyes of your dad.
But, you know, honestly, that's the one thing that my dad respects me more for, because I stand up for myself. And he's like, like, dude, my dad's even told my brother, he's like, dude, you're not the most important person in the world.
He's not.
He's like, and it's like, honestly, it shows with how the fucking kids are.
You know, I would never have felt second best to my dad, even though he's not my biological dad.
I was like, the fact my dad said he's proud of me for losing all this weight, but he's like, you got to try to make your brother feel fucking special, because he's like, I was like, no, because I'm not going to be second best, because I'm like, dude, I was a fat fuck once. And, you know, even when I was my brother's age, I was like, dude, I was still kind of fat. I was chunky as fuck. I
But your
might have
brother,
actually been
your
bigger
brother
than
has no
him at
your brother
his
just doesn't
age.
have respect for other people.
But the fact of it is, my brother's like 39. You're 39 years old. You're fucking skinnier than me. He's like, that's depressing. The fact that you're skinnier than me.
Well, quit eating McDonald's every day.
And, you know, honestly, that's where I was like,
Just jealous.
exactly.
He's got a jealous streak a mile wide.
And it's like, dude, he always tries to ruin my day. And it's like, dude, I just blow him off because I'm like, dude, honestly, I hate saying this, but my confidence is fucking higher than it's ever been.
But he just wants to disrespect you.
And it's like, dude, he's like, oh, so now you're having a God complex. And I'm like, no, I don't have a God complex. I'm like, I have confidence in myself.
You just don't let people push you around.
And exactly. And I'm like, dude.
That's why you got rid of what's his face, because he was trying to trash talk you and say you owe him money because you're not going to put up with his bullshit.
And I fucking ended Big Will. Anybody that fucking treats me like shit, fuck you. Like, and it's like, I don't need you. That's how I feel. If you're gonna try to lay a fucking guilt party on me, dude, good luck.
It's not gonna work.
And I said, you know what? Honestly, I told my brother I've been through so much shit this year, and it's like, dude, you know what I keep telling myself? I keep telling myself exactly what I said to Brenda. I'm always gonna be that dirt underneath all my haters' fucking fingernails. I'm always gonna be that guy because, you know, honestly,
that's what they deserve.
Exactly. And it's like, dude, when you've got an ego so damn big, guess what? I'm going to be that ringing in your ears. And I'm going to be that real estate at the top of your fucking head. And I'm always going to be that dirt underneath your fingernails. And it's like, dude,
he has got to bring himself to be better than that.
Exactly. But the problem is, my brother's never going to do that.
Got a jealousy problem, big time.
You know,
he never sees what he's got already. He only cares about what he don't have.
Exactly.
I hate people.
Like,
that's what was wrong with Mike during our relationship. He cared too much about what other people said than what was actually real.
He said he's like, you spend all that money on a brand new computer. He's like, you actually 2 computers. He's like, you spent that money on new guitar equipment. He's like, you spent that money on. I was
what
like,
does it matter?
You know why?
Why does it matter what you
I said
spent
because
money on?
I literally told him I'm betting on myself.
Why does it matter what you spent money on?
I was like,
why does he care so much about what you spent money on?
Because Jen put that thought into his head years ago.
Jen made him incredibly jealous of you for some reason.
No, actually, that's only part of it. Basically, everything he's always said, he's like, you always had fucking better shit than everybody else, and
No,
you never wanted to show it off. I was like, because I'm not the show and go type of person.
I just like to have stuff.
I'm not trying to keep up with the Joneses.
I don't get. Yeah, but you don't get all the latest things. If you did, you'd have great big iPads and Mac computers.
Exactly. Like, I don't know about a Mac computer. If I wanted a freaking $3,000 computer, don't you think I would have probably had it by now?
Nobody wants to spend $3,000 on a laptop.
Not a laptop, a desktop, a laptop, whatever. It's like, I was like, dude, honestly, Jen put that thought in his head like from day one, because she always put the thought that, oh, you got to keep up with the Joneses. He's like,
she's very materialistic.
exactly. And my brother's semi-materialistic. And it's like, and honestly, that's I'm like, dude, honestly, if me and my brother went on if me and my brother went and we aired out our fucking, if we went on to Dr. Phil, let's just throw that one into a fucking wormhole right there. If me and my brother went on to Dr. Phil, what do you think Dr. Phil's fucking statement would have been?
Get over it.
Exactly. And he's
like, telling your brother to get over your jealousy of your brother. It's not unbecoming.
And he probably would bring up a fucking topic that was very near and dear to fucking Sam and Dean's heart, because guess what? Fucking Cain and Abel. Right there. Me and my brother are fucking Cain and Abel. To a fucking T.
Your brother makes it that way. He won't let it go.
My brother said he wanted to go back into wrestling. He wanted to do it because I was doing it.
He's jealous.
And he's like, because, honestly, my thought of that is, you want to know the honest to God thought behind that is, oh, he could just piggyback on my success.
Well, he's jealous that you're doing something he ain't doing. If he can't do it, you shouldn't be able to do it.
No, because if I was a big successful wrestler and I was getting paid to do that shit on a regular basis, don't you think my brother would think, oh, I'm just as big and strong as he is, I should be able, I might just piggyback on his success? And I was like, dude, I would never let you fucking piggyback on my success. You would have to learn how to fucking time my fucking, you would have to fucking learn how to fucking lace up my fucking
He's making it out like
boots.
You're bigger than you are.
And I said, dude, that's why I'm always preaching to these young guys. I'm like, dude, when I go and help fucking train these young guys, I'm like, dude, you got to wipe off your fucking feet before you walk into that fucking ring, or else somebody's just going to beat the living shit out of you for being disrespectful to the legends of the business.
Hey,
you think Undertaker would have, I'm going to use this fucking term very, very loosely. You think Undertaker would have taken that one fucking job, that one young guy that had all the fucking potential in the fucking world? Do you think he would take him on
if they were trash
if he didn't show respect to that business?
Exactly.
Fuck no. My brother would think, oh, I don't have to respect this business.
That's why he ain't getting nowhere with his attitude. He's got a bad attitude. You can't have that kind of an attitude and get anywhere in life.
I was like, dude, there's talented motherfuckers out there that are absolutely the most disrespectful wrestlers on the face of the world, on the face of the planet. You know where that's going to get them with Vince McMahon?
Nowhere.
It's going to get them a fucking pay. It's going to get them pay on the fucking gravy train. But soon as that gravy train rolls to a fucking stop, guess what? You're out.
Got to be respectful or Vince McMahon will ditch you.
Exactly.
He ain't going to let his wrestlers talk to him the way your brother talks to you.
Exactly. I was like, any self-respected wrestling promoter's gonna fucking, if my brother walked up to fucking Jim Cornette, as much as I hate Jim Cornette for being a disrespectful fucking old fucking man, that needs to get the living shit pounded out of him. What do you think the first thing what do you think the first thing he's gonna do when my brother fucking steps in that ring and actually smarts off to him? He's gonna get whacked in the fucking face with a tennis racket.
Then your brother's gonna be kicked out of there.
Exactly. I was like, why do you think I have never been kicked out of a locker room? Ever. Actually, I take that back. I've been kicked out of one freaking locker room my entire career. And why do you think I got kicked out of there?
Mouthing off.
Exactly. I told, and the guys that were training me to get, when I was coming up in the early 2000s, I would sit there and I would actually say that I'm better than you. This is why I'm better than you. And it's like,
you can't do that.
Honestly, how far do you think they got me?
You
got me far on the fucking independence because I was like, by the way, I could fucking make money here. But it didn't get me very far because I was a fucking young prick that had freaking unlimited talent. But my biggest fucking problem was I mouthed off to people. And I said I was bigger than the business because, I used to I hung out with Ric Flair a couple of fucking times. And I hung out with, I was like, that got me a fucking bad reputation for a lot of years.
Yeah, you can't act like you're better than everybody else because eventually it's going to make it to where nobody wants to work with you.
Exactly. And it's like, that is the problem that I'm trying to teach my nephew, dude. And these wrestling promoters aren't going to put up with your shit, dude. It's like, I'm like, you want to be a fucking rock star. Guess what? Those days are over. The days when you could throw a fucking TV out of a fucking hotel room.
Those days are over because people don't put up with that
because guess what? Record labels don't want to fucking put up with that shit.
And
they won't put up with that shit.
It costs them more than they can
You're not
afford.
worth that much money now.
Because bands can't make that much money anymore.
And it's like, wrestlers can't make that much money either. Even when you're working with WWE.
Doesn't get you as much money as you think it does.
Exactly.
Ronnie Radke probably don't make as much money as you think he does.
Exactly. And it's like, dude, I'm not trying to say that you're going to do things the way that you're going to do them. I'm saying that most likely you're going to do things on their fucking terms because guess what? Those days are over. Exactly. That's why bands, wrestlers, freaking entertainers,
and the entertainment
don't last as long as they used to because guess what?
They don't last as long as they used to because you can't make the money. So they end up quitting because they can't make money at it. They might be really fucking good and people really fucking like them, but unless they're gonna make a big bunch of money, it ain't worth their time.
Why do you think Mushroom Head's never broken past that one big fucking that 1,000-seat venue?
Because they can't make enough money.
And I'm really like, dude, Mushroom Head has fucking 7 members in their fucking group.
That's a lot of people to pay.
You think playing the fucking machine shop's gonna feed 7 fucking people?
Not really.
Exactly. Unless you take the fucking
They did play
ticket
Dirt
sales.
Fest, but there's only so much money to be made as a band. And if you have too many members, you're going to have a hard time getting paid.
Exactly. That's where a lot of these fucking people are basically like, dude, you can fill a 1,000-seat venue for a wrestling event, a concert, or some other fucking event.
But it's still hard to make that money back.
Exactly.
You got to pay everybody working there. You got to pay the people that. You got to
mention, you're going to have to hire
all the roadies too to bring the stuff in.
Exactly.
There's a lot of
That's
work.
where
There's a lot of
you've
people
got
to
to
be
hire the
paid.
fucking talent nowadays. The true talent. The ones that are going to fucking pull backbreaking labor for, you know, that's where fucking movies like Almost Famous and the show Roadies were as close to it as you're ever going to get, dude.
You're never gonna have what you had back in the
Because
80s.
Cameron Crowe actually
The
said,
90s
he's like,
was
this is.
once digital music came along, the music industry started going downhill. Because people realized they didn't have to carry around all these CDs. They could just have it all on their phone. Once that came around, you were done with selling records. You don't sell albums no more. Albums do not sell anymore because of that. You got to get people out there that listen to your music on there sites so you can get paid.
Exactly.
You got to get thousands and thousands of listens or you're not going to make anything.
And that's why it helps when you're.
Bad Bunny is a good example of somebody that's making the money. They were the most listened to artist of 2020.
Exactly.
If you don't make that, you're not going to get nowhere.
That's where a lot of fucking people. And it's like, dude, that's why a lot of fucking bands are DIY bands.
They have to be, and it's kind of hard for them to
Exactly.
do. And it's also kind of hard for them to even do it by themselves because they don't have the money behind to do it. So that's why a lot of them don't never get big because they can't. Some people get big on their own, and
Exactly.
some bands just never make it because they can't
Yes, but the
afford
other
to
thing
be on a
is,
label.
that's the other thing is the
You can't afford to
DIY
be on a
band that
label.
succeeds at fucking the DIY band that freaking puts out a CD them or puts out an album themselves on digital and basically or on streaming, not digital. The band that does that and they play these 500 person venues, they travel to these 500 person venues. Do you know how much more money they make compared to somebody that works
Those ones that
that
are playing those big
plays
venues
for a
are not
fucking
the
label?
ones that are playing the big venues have a big record label behind them, and that big record label's paying for most of it, and they got to pay all that back before they make money. So half of the money that most of their money they're making is going back to the label. They ain't even making it.
Why do you think King 810 is what they are now? They're back to being a DIY band.
Because they can't make money being on a label. There's no money for it
Exactly.
being the label can't make money anymore. They used to be able like when Mariah Carey back in 1990 when Mariah Carey came out with her first album, her first royalty check according to her book, she divulged that her first royalty check was $1 million. You would never get that nowadays.
Oh, fuck no, you
You'd be
wouldn't.
lucky if you got a couple $1,000s.
No, actually, a band. If you're in a band, the most you would ever make from just getting that advance from a record label, if you're just good enough to make that money, you'd be lucky if you make $250,000.
Back then, they never used to give you a royalty. They never used to give you an advance. They used to give you an
Exactly.
advance back then because they could guarantee you could make the money, but now you can't because record sales are shitty. And it costs so much more to make a record nowadays than it did back then.
Exactly.
So much more that it's almost not even worth putting your stuff on physical.
Exactly.
And that's what hurts you because people want your physical. There's still the
Exactly.
diehards like me and you that want their physical that we can't get it. I really superly want Falling in Reverse on vinyl, but you can't get it. They can't afford to put it on vinyl because they can't sell enough albums.
Exactly.
They're a digital band. They get tons of digital listens, but they don't get.
Exactly. And it's
That's
like,
why I
dude,
just keep listening to them on digital because I want them to be able to be paid. I love the band.
exactly.
If you love a band, listen to them more because they need to be paid. Go on Spotify and listen to that band because it helps them make more money. If you're buying used records, that doesn't
Go
help.
on Spotify. Go on Apple Music. Go on all these big.
My thing is don't go buying used albums because that doesn't help your artist.
Exactly.
Unless it's a band that's already done and made their millions and they're about done anyways. Like a Led Zeppelin. If it's like a Led Zeppelin, it's okay to buy used. But a band that's still established and trying to make money, you shouldn't buy their albums used because you're taking away from them making money.
That's where a band like Bulletproof Snow comes into effect. Right there.
They are good.
They're not good. They are a great,
start listening to them more. They deserve more listens.
Band.
They deserve more listens.
You know, honestly, that's where exactly. And yeah,
honestly, I love that
they're
band.
Slowly growing, but this year probably fucking killed them. This year really probably fucking killed them to say, oh, by the way, you know what? We're going to take a couple of years off.
A lot of bands are deciding to take a couple of years off because of this virus.
Exactly.
And they can't make money anyways.
You know who's brilliant for doing things the way they're doing it?
Who?
Fucking Psycho Stick. They don't even have to leave they don't even have to leave their own fucking home. And they could perform a fucking concert together and freaking raise money.
Because they get people to subscribe to them on Twitch. And they got YouTube and they got a place and they got their all of their proceeds from their Patreon goes through them to make new music videos.
Exactly. See?
They're using
not to mention, probably helps pay their bills and probably gives them a little extra spending money at the end of the day.
All of it, they said it only goes their Patreon only goes to making new music videos.
Exactly.
All the rest of the sites go to help them stay a band and be able to make new music.
Exactly.
Yeah, they use it for recording new songs and they use it to make new music videos. That's all they use their Patreon money for.
Exactly.
It goes back into their music.
Exactly. That's where. Oh my God, Jason Mewes is playing Among Us.
He's always playing Among Us. When is he not?
That's funny.
I love that man to death.
His daughter honestly, is my I would love to do.
His daughter, I would love to do what he does
for a living.
Get in there. You could probably get in on playing Among Us with him. He lets people come in and play with him. You should tell him you're interested in playing Among Us with him. And I think the one guy that plays Among Us with him is Kevin Smith because it sounds just like him.
Really? I almost broke through on Brandon Cutler and Evil Uno AEW stars wrestlers. I was like, I almost broke through on their game on Among Us. Only because Nyla Rose was the only person's like, oh, this dude's fucking cool.
They almost let you play with them?
Yes, they almost let me completely join their game. And Brandon's
Jason Mewes would let you join his game, I guarantee it. I could have joined his game, but I don't have that game because I didn't pay for it.
I was like, I was kind of the odd man out for a minute. Like, I'm like, I would love to fucking play with you guys. And it's like,
I don't understand that game, so I don't think I could play it anyway.
The game is fucking, it's simple. It's really, really simple, but it's like not that simple. It's you pretty much just got to run around and try to do jobs.
Yeah.
Basically, do what you do on Sims, but you've got to worry about imposters freaking going around and fucking killing you.
Yeah. I couldn't.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of stuff that I don't think I could figure out.
Like, it's a lot of different
shit. It looked confusing, so I said, nah.
Fucking Parker told me, he's like, dude, he's been fucking cheating on getting groups together on fucking on Xbox for freaking Among Us. So he's been posting it through fucking Minecraft.
I hate Minecraft.
In Minecraft groups. Like, if you want to play Among Us, click this link, blah, blah, blah. That's what he does.
Well, I ain't playing with. I would never play with him. I kind of can't stand Parker sometimes. He's kind of a prick.
Kind of is. By the
He kind of
way, it's
acts like
not
Kelsey
o'clock, homie.
sometimes. He kind of acts like Kelsey sometimes. I think that's why they get along.
Yeah, you think? But
God, we didn't get anybody in here.
you see, the fact we sat there and we talked about something completely opposite of what we were doing.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we need to do for a fucking podcast.
I really wish they would make a Sims game where you can play with each other.
Yeah?
That's my dream sim game. It's where you can get other people in there. Sims Online. How many of y'all agree with me on that?
Why don't you contact them and say, by the way, why don't you do online play? Because,
me and my friends want to play together.
You know, what's that one game that Megan Hughes is always fucking playing?
Animal Crossing?
Yeah, Animal Crossing.
Yeah, but she plays The Sims too.
Yeah, but, you know, The Sims could do a little bit of what Animal Crossing's does. You know,
people love Animal Crossing for some
my friend
reason.
Jeff was actually telling me, he's like, honestly, the fact that he's gone back on PC and he started playing Command and Conquer Red Alert. He's like, you know, you could play that online. You could play that online and build forts right next to your friends. And I was like, dude, that's kind of fucking cool.
That sounds kind of cool.
Uh-huh.
That sounds kind of cool.
It really is, actually. Right. And I was like, honestly, I might actually go back and buy that game with my next paycheck, or if it's cheap enough.
Your next paycheck's got to go towards Christmas.
I know. Well, actually, my dad's giving me money for that.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? You can't go to the store.
I told my dad, just put $300 on a gift, or on a gift, what do you call it, card? Freaking gift credit card.
Amazon card.
Not even an Amazon card, but just a gift card. That way, if my nephew, I told my nephew, I was like, honestly, I'm going to start getting back into Rainbow Six Siege. I'm going to start playing that on the PC. I told my nephew, I was like,
honestly, your hard drive full.
No, I got that 2 terabyte now.
That's not that much when you're doing games.
I don't have that many games on there. Actually, I think I still have probably close to 1.5 gigs or a terabyte and a half.
Why are they trying to force me to do that?
But that being said, guys, do you have anything that you would like to add, Jamie?
Yeah, we can keep streaming as long as we're up here.
We're the only ones here, and I don't really have anything else to say, so I'm pretty much all out of fucking ideas. And if you guys want to see me play other games, hit me. I think my regular days are probably going to be Wednesdays here to stream, so I'm going to stream at least once a week from now on, and I think they're going to be on Wednesdays for sure. So that being said, guys, I'm Joshua Danger, and also I've also got new music from my band Black Channel coming up real soon, possibly tomorrow or sometime this week. So keep a lookout for that on all your streaming sites. And
we got Chris.
Also possibly a podcast coming at the.
Don't forget that you only got.
And possibly a podcast coming at the end of this week.
You only got 17 days till Christmas, guys.
And also, are we doing the episodic breakdown of The Mandalorian tomorrow?
Friday.
You sure about Friday?
I gotta clean tomorrow. My house is destroyed.
Okay, fair enough. So that being said, I will be streaming tomorrow up on here. But I also have fucking Thursday that is, I've got something going on Thursday. I don't remember what the fuck it is, but I know I got something going on. I just don't remember. Fucking old people.
You're not even that old, Josh.
So, Batgirl, anything else you would like to add? Possible podcast coming soon?
Don't forget to come back Thursday for another episode of our show.
Yep. Which, like I said, you said,
our episodes get up later in the day, like around 11 p.m. I think our episodes are re-uploaded at 11 p.m.
The same night.
Same night on our YouTube.
Yep. So if you guys want to check out the replays on there or here, it's all cool. Have fun.
We're here to just have fun and chit chat and all that jazz.
So that being said, and we're also going to be doing the episodic breakdown of The Mandalorian on our YouTube on Friday. So that being said,
we're gonna probably do episode 4 and 5. We're that far into it. We're trying not to get it done too quickly.
So that being said, guys, have a great day.
If you're a music band that wants to be on our YouTube for our show outside the music box, you can message me on Twitter. My Twitter is Batgirljamie, or message Deadvision ENT's Twitter, and I will respond. If I don't answer right away, just wait, because I'll get to it.
And also, I have to go through my my Prime loot. So, oh shit, I forgot that game's already out, which I will be reviewing. Immortals: Phoenix Rising, coming up real soon, possibly on here and possibly re-uploaded to YouTube. So keep a lookout for that. And that being said, and plus, I know Cyberpunk 2020 or 2077 is coming out, I think, next week. So keep a lookout for that, or I think it might be the end of that this week. So I will definitely be doing reviews for those games coming up real soon. And that might actually be my podcast.
And I've got a huge record collection update coming soon. Probably in a month. I'm going to wait another month. It'll probably be around February, the beginning of February. And like I do my Ipsy and my BoxyChart, my Boxies every month, so that you guys can see what I get. So you can see if you're interested in getting one. And my code will be linked in the description of my videos, so you can join underneath me and give me points if you want to give the points to me. But I just do that so you guys can see if you think it's worth the money. And I tell you what I pay, and then when I do it, and I tell you how much money the stuff is worth, so you guys get a feel for what your kinds of stuff they give. And I've looked at my Ipsy this month, and I don't remember what hold on a second. I'll tell you just a second.
So
I've been impressed with Ipsy again. Like for a couple of months, I was really, really mad at Ipsy and said they were shitty, and I was about ready to never, ever, ever get Ipsy again. This happens to me about twice a year. The bag. Tell me that ain't cute. It's like that Sherpa material.
Okay.
I think that is adorable. I'm getting some eyebrow stuff, a lip treatment, and some.
Okay, Batgirl, you don't need to go into full detail of what
they tell you everything. The thing I like about them is they tell you everything you're getting in your bag, but you get to pick one of your products every month. Which that for Ipsy and Boxy, you can both pick one of your products. That's what I like about them. So I always pick the one that I think I'll use the most.
So,
but you got to get on there right away because some of the stuff gets sold out really fast.
Okay, so basically, all the rest that I have to say, pretty much, I will be doing a podcast on video gaming, and pretty much all the reviews that I'm gonna have coming up
you
real soon.
You can do in your episode, split it up, and make
also,
it half video game talk, half wrestling talk.
I was gonna say the other thing is,
this is where I got my ideas from Megan Hughes. She splits her podcast up into 2 different topics, or 2 or 3 different topics, so it's longer. It makes it longer, and it gives people more to look forward to, and I kind of like that. So if you like that too, that's how my podcasts are gonna be, and I think that's how his should be too. It makes it more interesting.
And by the way, Batgirl, have we chosen a Christmas movie to review for this year on our channel, on our Dead Vision channel?
No, but we could. You know what? We could do that. We could do that tonight.
No. Oh, yeah, we could probably choose that, yeah.
We could choose it tonight and do it tonight, because it wouldn't be that long.
I was going to say, have we done the Home Alone movies? Or any of them?
No, but we could do the whole Home Alone franchise for 1 and 2 as our movies.
Well, technically, we could do 1, 2, and 3.
I've never seen 3, so we won't do 3, because I haven't seen it. But you know what we could do? We could do that video really quick and make it like a 10-minute video, because I don't want to make that video very long anyways.
No, I mean, like, I don't mean like tonight, because I'm making a few of my friends a little antsy, and I'm just saying I'm going to be doing something possibly tomorrow night. And
I think that's a good idea to do that tonight.
Because I don't have time to do it tonight.
You do too.
I've only got like just over an hour to go before I go to bed, Jamie, and I want to chill out for a bit. So that being said, guys. Huh?
You've been chilling out all afternoon.
No, not really. That being said, and I've been actually I've been doing music all day since beginning of the afternoon.
Well, nobody told you to do that all afternoon.
Oh, I've got to promote myself. So that being said, guys, we're gonna get off here. Have a great and fun, fantastic weekend.
We should do it. How many of y'all think we should do it? Tell us. I don't think
anybody's going to tell us anything.
Do it.
So that being said, guys, have a great night. Enjoy. Stay positive, and wear a mask.
Yes,
keep yourself protected, guys. And have a great day.
Wear a mask.
And night.
Save a life. Share. Wearing is caring. And make good choices. And stay positive. And stay safe. And remember to keep your social distance.
What?
And remember to follow us. We're doing a contest where we're giving away 1 merch if we can get 50 followers on here and 500 subscribers on our YouTube, which is Dead Vision Entertainment. So go make sure you're subscribed to Dead Vision Entertainment on YouTube and following this Twitch channel. And then we'll post a video on our YouTube when we're ready to do start the contest and get people entered. And you will have to comment below, and you have to be subscribed. You have to be following us on. I'm gonna make it to where you have to follow us on Instagram to enter. That being said, I think I'm out of here. I'm gonna go in probably.
And I was actually gonna toss something else out here.
What?
Also, I might be giving a free download of my new album when it's finished at the end of the year. So if you guys actually help us get to where we need to go, especially my channel.
I'll let you guys know when I'm giving away these digital codes on my YouTube.
Nope, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying I'm going to be giving away 1 free copy of my album when it comes out at the end of this year, which I'm actually saying this. The new album is going to drop December 31st. So if you guys want a copy of it, go look for JoshuaDangerExp on here and follow or subscribe to my YouTube channel. So that being said, guys, we're going to get the hell off here. Have a great night. And that being said, stay awesome, stay safe,
and
be
we'll
positive.
See you guys in our next live stream.
Wear a mask. and be proud to be you. And we're out.
And
Thank you guys for that.
Don't let people shame you for wearing a mask and caring about other people. They should be ashamed of themselves for that. Mind your own business. And don't go into a store without a mask on. It's not safe for the other people in there. But I'll see you later. Bye.
Laters. What?